Well, I bet you've heard the phrase, the law of attraction, before. Well, what does it mean exactly? We are hoping to find some answers for that question in just a moment here. There's a new book called A Law of Attraction, The Science of Attracting More of What You Want and Less of What You Don't. It's the title of a book by author and trainer Michael Losier, and Michael joins us in studio today. Welcome, Michael.
Hello, nice to be here.
The book's not actually brand new. It's been out for a bit. You've got a bestseller on your hands.
Well, it's a national Canadian bestseller, so it's actually become an underground success. People are getting a copy and they're recommending it, so I am actually using this powerful law of attraction to sell lots of books and really teach the message all across the States and Canada as well.
Well, congratulations on your success with it. I think it's the kind of book that if people are looking for some answers and looking for some change in their lives, it is one of those things where you have to sit down and read, and then the word of mouth has been working for you.
Yes.
Well, so let's shed some light then on what is the law of attraction.
Well, first there's good news. The good news is that we're already experiencing this universal law of attraction. You see, every time we use the word coincidence, serendipity, synchronicity, fate, karma, meant to be, out of the blue, whenever you use those expressions, in that very moment, you just experience the law of attraction. So the good news is you're already experiencing it, and the better news is that you can do it deliberately. That means you can use this powerful force and say, I'd like to deliberately attract more money, an ideal mate, better clients, ideal referrals, because it's happening anyway. You see, it's all about vibes. You know how you hear people talk about picking up a good vibe or picking up a bad vibe from someone, or they go into a building, it's a bad vibe?
Absolutely.
Well, the vibe is really a mood or a feeling that we're picking up, and the word vibe comes from the longer word vibration, which is kind of a funny word we tend not to use very often, but we're really talking about vibrational energy. And because at every moment we have a feeling, so right now we all have a feeling, and that feeling is causing us to send off a vibe, and it's either a negative vibe or a positive vibe. So for example, if we're feeling sad and lonely and jealous and angry and disappointed, we're emitting a negative vibe. And we're feeling happy and lucky and prosperous and abundance and appreciative, and that very moment you're sending off a positive vibe.
Right.
So in short, at every moment, including this moment right now, everybody is offering a vibe. And law of attraction, which is this universal energy around you, is checking to find out what the vibration is that you're sending, and it's matching it by giving you more of the same.
All right, so becoming conscious of this is the first step to making some changes.
That's right. So I say we want to become more deliberate in the vibration that we're sending. It might not be you, but it might be somebody you know that kind of wakes up first thing in the morning a little bit irritated as they're laying in bed, kind of cranky.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the moment that they're irritated or cranky, now they're offering a negative vibration. This powerful force called law of attraction is checking and checking and checking to find out the vibe that they're sending. It's noticed that they're sending off a negative vibe, and now you get out of bed and you stub your toe, and the traffic's bad, and there's no coffee, and people are rude, and the day gets worse and worse and worse, and we say, I should have stayed in bed. But we've all tried the stay in bed technique, but it doesn't really get rid of the negative vibrations.
No, it carries on, doesn't it?
And that explains why we keep getting the same things over and over and over and over again.
So you must, in your teachings and in the book as well, you must suggest steps then to get around, or how to break a pattern that we get into.
That's right. Well, really shortly, there's 3 words that we use in our vocabulary that are really the culprit to the reason why we keep attracting things that we don't want. So first, remember that law of attraction states, whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus to, you'll get more of it. That's the rule, that's the law. That's why it is called the law. It's pretty obedient. It doesn't know whether you want it or don't want it. It's obedient. So when we use the word don't, not, and no, in that very moment, I just brought attention to what I didn't want to bring attention to. So if I were to tell you, I don't want you to think of a cowboy hat, I don't want you to think of the Statue of Liberty, and don't picture an orange, well, I know that you know that I know that you pictured all of those things.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Well, your life isn't going to fall apart because you pictured those things, but how about when we say, I don't want this to be difficult? We just gave attention to difficult. I don't want this to hurt. I don't want this to be a challenge. Or we say, I don't want to be late, or don't slam the door, or don't do drugs, or don't have sex. You notice every time we say what not to do, in that very moment we just brought attention to what we didn't want to bring attention to.
So simple enough. Start thinking about the way that you phrase things.
That's right. So to be more deliberate, whenever you hear yourself say don't, not, and no, in that very moment, simply say, so what do I want? And here's what happens. When I go on a rampage about what I don't want, I'm offering a negative vibration. And in the very moment that I catch myself saying don't, not, and no, I say, so what do I want? So when I go from what I don't want to what I do want, the words change. And when the words change, the vibration changes. And the best news of all, I can only hold one vibration at a time. You see, we have within us this little meter that's measuring the vibration that we're sending, and it's called our feelings. In other words, we know when we're offering a negative vibe, and we know when we're offering a positive vibe. So if it's something that you like, celebrate it. Say, ooh, I love this, and get all excited about it, and now you're deliberately offering the positive vibration. If you're noticing that you're offering a negative vibe about something, just understand that law of attraction is busy matching it and giving you more of it. So when you notice you're giving yourself a negative vibe, go on this little rampage and say, so what do I want? It's my absolute promise to you is that when you change the vibration that you're sending, you'll change the results that you're getting. Now, some people are thinking, I wonder what vibes I'm sending off about this. I wonder what vibes I'm sending off about that. Well, if you're curious about what the vibes are that you're offering in any area of your life, you simply need to go to that area and take a look and see what you're getting.
Sure.
It's a perfect match.
Sure, yeah.
So if you're wondering what the vibes are about attracting your ideal boyfriend or girlfriend, how's that working? If you're wondering what the vibes are that you're offering about money, well, open your wallet. In other words, whatever's showing up in your life is always a direct match to the vibes that you're always sending. So ideally, we'd want to be more deliberate in this powerful force called law of attraction so we can deliberately attract more of what we want and ideally stop attracting the things that we don't want.
Well, you've given us some real easy tips to start with right there.
Very easy, and they can start using them today.
That's right.
Yes.
Thanks for that. And I have to ask you, because I have to say you are definitely giving off that positive vibe.
Yes.
There's no way anyone couldn't feel it, even on the other side of their TV screen.
Yes.
So, this is the kind of energy that you have and that you've poured into your book. I want to ask you, where did you come up with all of this? What motivated you to write this down and want to help other people and get them on the right track?
Well, you see, law of attraction is really about quantum physics, and that's really about atoms and molecules and all that other scientific stuff that most people aren't interested in. But like you, I have lots of great stuff that happens to me. I'm a great manifester. I'm kind and generous and loving, but sometimes some real crappy stuff shows up in my life, and I say, what is that all about? Just like most people. They're curious about why they attract negative things. So I did lots of research in the early 1990s and 91, 95 to really think, well, why would I attract negative stuff? I'm not a negative person. Then I studied a little bit more about NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and I learned that linguistics, words, were really a culprit to the reason why I was attracting things that I didn't want.
And away you go.
Yeah. So people say, how long did it take you to write the book? Well, it took a weekend to write it, and it took 2 years to make it so simple. And what I've done is I've stripped off all the metaphysicalness of it and all the quantum physics out of it so everybody can read it. Now, I have spiritual people and realtors and families and teenagers. Everybody can find themselves in the book because it's an easy read.
So have you had good reaction then from
I get
all
emails
levels?
every day.
That's
every
wonderful.
day, emails. I get letters. Some people send me money thanking me for it. Just in the mail. No, it's true. I get money in the mail.
Well, that has to stop.
No,
You're doing fine just like this. Thank you for sharing. You've certainly given us
welcome.
some pause for thought here. And time to think about the law of attraction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Our guest today is Michael Losier, author of the book Law of Attraction. You can meet Michael at a book signing Wednesday. That's Wednesday evening, or sorry, afternoon between 2 and 4 at Self Connection Books. That's in Willow Park Village on McLeod Trail. Now, we happen to have a couple of copies of the book as well. Michael would like to pass those along. So if you'd like to get your hands on one of those books, you can call our viewer response line at 539-6640 or log on to our website at start.shaw.ca, select local content Calgary and enter there. And one more thing, Michael is conducting a seminar at the Learning Annex on Wednesday evening. And if you'd like more information, you can call 277-1240.